Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I am going to be talking about, I'm going to give you guys a UFO UAP update because, yes, I was right. I feel I was right. And I'm going to show you a video in a minute that will prove that I was right. So before I get into this conversation, before I get into my my opening monologue, all you have to do right now is look at do a quick Google search, aliens, UFO disclosure, Donald Trump, aliens, all this sort of stuff. And the amount of media, the amount of airtime that people are giving this is phenomenal. Now, I've been quite clear. I don't think little green men are coming here in tin cans. What I think is happening is one of two things. Either if this is real and there are and there are aliens here, I'm going to share with you guys a video in a minute from the mainstream media and claims that they are here and they've been visiting Earth for quite a while. If this is real, they're not coming here using known physics. Absolutely not. It's absurd. It's so ridiculous to even think that. And they're not even using exotic proposed physics like a warp drive, because the warp drive would use a phenomenal amount of energy, and you would be able to see that like when it turned up. It would be like another sun in the sky because of the energy release. So if they're here, if there are aliens and they are here, they've been here for a long time. The obvious go-to place is the moon. You know, they've got a little station on the moon and they just keep whipping down and having a little look around. The second one is Antarctica, and the third one, which may equally be, in equal second location, would be under the ocean or seas or whatever. So either that or it's a big scam. Now, either one of those options is equally as crazy, right? Imagine if this is the world's biggest scam ever. Why is this big scam happening now? Why are people throwing this scam out there? So I'm gonna rewind back for a little bit to one of the first videos I did on this because nothing I've seen has changed my mind to my initial theory, whereby 2025 release the Epstein files. Well, everybody's talking about the debauchery, which is vile. There was also a subtle, well, it wasn't a subtle, there was also an undertone in the Epstein files of nothing concrete, but human harvesting, adrenochrome, pizza, hot dogs. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Again, I want to be clear. I've seen no hard evidence of this, none. And I get it, guys. I totally get it, right? I'm not saying that this sort of stuff doesn't happen. What I'm saying is I've not seen any hard evidence of it. And I absolutely get that. But that's what, so whether that's real or not, that's what 25 did, right? 2025, that let everybody understand that there's something called, adrenochrome and harvesting. 2026, the year that we're in now, we are having UFO alien disclosure. I said this would come along, well, like in 25, I said, listen, guys, I've done more than one video on this. And I've said, look, guys, I know this is wild, but if we get told in 2026 that aliens are real, whether that's true or whether that's not true, if we get told in 2026, which I believe is coming, I believe we're getting soft disclosure, then 2027, we are going to be told they're coming and they're going to come and get your adrenochrome. That's going to force the world to unite, to mount a defense, because they're coming on the 2029, on the 30th, Friday the 13th of April, 2029. So that's been my theory for quite a while. Now, I don't know whether that's real or not. I don't know whether that's real or somebody's going to be lying and it's going to be this Project Blue Book or Blue Beam or whatever it is, or I don't know whether that's real. I'm now starting to suspect that the aliens thing is real, but them coming in 2029 is fake. I may do another separate video on that because I've been reading this book of Enoch, and I said before it was on about chapter 80 to 85. It's not. It's actually chapter the 70s. So in the book of Enoch, in chapter like maybe, I don't know, I think it's like maybe chapter 72, 73, 74, and 75, they talk about the chariots of gods and opening these portals that are hot and they burn light, and you can go through these portals and you can see different parts of the earth, because they take Enoch up into the heavens and they show him through portals, different parts of the earth. Now, if you reinterpret those portals, right, and then you start to think about these UFOs, unidentified flying objects, that are seen over nuclear facilities, that are seen over Fukushima, that are seen over when there's a nuclear blast, you start to put together this picture whereby these are not UFOs at all. They're tears in space-time and somebody's peering through. I'm going into it now, aren't I? I'm going into it now. I will do a dedicated video to this on its own with like some illustrations and stuff. But for a 2D, I guess for a 3D visualization, right? This is going to be a good visualization. So if you guys, have you ever used a glass, right, at the seaside? And have you ever put a glass into water and you can look down and you can see fish, and you can see the fish and the coral, because you're underneath that water level, right? You're entering another dimension. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So you're in the air dimension. You put this glass, and that's your lens into the water dimension, right? Have you ever done that? We used to do it as kids, right? You go into the stream and you're looking around for like, little, I don't know, little frog spawn or little tadpoles or whatever. So if you think about that as a 3D representation, right, of humans peering, looking into another dimension. So we're on the air dimension. We don't breathe water, right? The water, the sea, that's another dimension. So we use the looking glass to peer in to the other dimension, right? Now, imagine if you was a fish, right? If you was a fish with limited, cognitive brain capacity. If you was looking up at that, what would you see? You would see this thing, this thing poke through into your dimension and move around. And that would look, I guess to the fish, right? It would look like a UFO. Now, I know this is far out, guys. If you upscale that to a fourth dimension, what would a fourth dimension entity look? How would a fourth dimension entity, just scale that up to the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension, whatever you want to call it, if time being the fourth dimension. How would that scale up if there were other entities outside our dimension and they were peering in? I would argue that all these UFOs that are seen, and I had quite an aha moment when I looked at the Fukushima images, the footage from Fukushima. So when the Fukushima, when there was the earthquake, the tsunami hit Fukushima, nuclear power plant, the reactor got hit, and there's a huge radiation disaster. There were UFOs spotted, right? And it was just these little beams of light. And I was like, yeah, they are definitely not craft. So we've all been thinking that UFOs, the real ones, are little tin cans, like little saucer tin cans. But I don't think they are. I think there's a multitude of them. But I think one of the reasons people can't explain them, and one of the reasons they always show up as light, like I've always thought, hang on a minute, right? So you're telling me that beings, non-human intelligence that have the ability to cross space and time in these little tin cans, they can't move around without blasting light everywhere? I thought it was so absurd. I did. I thought it was so absurd. So that I know I said I wasn't going to go into it, and I absolutely did. So that's what we're going to talk. That's what we are going to be talking about today, guys. I've got some videos for you guys. I've got some images. I've got some articles from the mainstream media. Let me share this one with you guys first. Chilling alien message to humanity revealed in latest UFO disclosure files. I'll take that off. Now, these are things. This was published today, right? Yesterday, sorry. Now, this is mainstream media now. I turned it off before the ads. Now, this is me. So, whatever you guys think, this is mainstream media. Look how this has been reported on. This is no longer tinfoil hat stuff.
Shocking.
Now, look, prime time. This is prime time news. And watch when he's report. So you can get a few things when you're doing analysis, right? You can get a few things, right? You can take a few things from, are they reporting this seriously? Is it credible? Is it realistic? Are the experts, are the experts noteworthy? What do the images share the same? Do the images share the same story as the description? So look at all those things when you're watching this reporting, because in this particular report, I've actually shared all the things that he shares here. I've shared with you guys the same things separately within hours of these things being released.
We are not alone. The Pentagon released the UFO files a few weeks back, and we just found out over 1 billion people have visited the site. 1 billion.
I'm one of them.
It's got to be a record. The War Department says more files will be released soon. UFO experts and top researchers have been investigating aliens for years. Their sources say dozens of crashed UFOs have been recovered, and what they found inside, shocking.
Okay, so I've shared this with you guys before. Two reasons I'm sharing this again. First of all, they're correlating, like they're condensing a lot of the videos I've shared with you guys at length. The second thing I'm sharing with you guys, because this is mainstream now. This is not a fringe thing. This is not people laughing and joking at like 9 o'clock at night on the Late Show. Oh, everyone, guess what? It's aliens. No, this is prime time viewing now. This message is being pushed out to everyone. This is soft disclosure.
And do people think that there's one type of non-human intelligence that's visiting the Earth, or is there many, many types?
People who have been involved in recoveries have said
there are at least 4 separate types. Now, I have not had direct access to that, but I believe the people who I talk to.
4 different types of life.
4 different types of life.
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, insectoids, and reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails.
Listen to how serious he is, guys. I can't even talk about this stuff seriously. I can't. Like every time I say reptilians, I feel like laughing. I do, honestly. Every time I talk about reptilian aliens, I feel like I should start laughing. I can't help myself. I don't know how he's keeping a straight face.
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, insectoids, and reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails, like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis. The Greys look like your classic movie alien, and the Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall.
Okay, now when he said that, your Nordics look like your Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall. Some of those Nordic guys are huge. They are like, if you've ever been there, like the men are massive. And then I started to put together these. I was thinking really quickly about the Nordic bloodline. A lot of the Nordics, a lot of Germans trace their heritage back to this particular bloodline, and then you've got to think about in the Second World War, the Germans apparently using channeling alien information, and you're like, what? And then you start to connect those dots as well.
We haven't seen the evidence, but Pete Hegseth says more evidence is coming. And there are a lot of believers in Congress.
So when we say more evidence is coming, you guys have been following me for a while. These things happen slowly. Nothing happens quickly. It doesn't. Nothing happens quickly. Whether it's Putin's war in Ukraine, right? It's why, when people are saying, Sean, Putin's losing. And then I show you the map in Ukraine. I'm like, no, Putin's taking ground every day in Ukraine. Putin's taking ground every day, but he's doing it slowly, so nobody cares. And all these big events, moving on to digital ID, right? Moving on to digital ID in the United Kingdom, happening slowly. Moving on to universal basic income in the United Kingdom, happening slowly. Nobody's complaining because it's happening slowly. Release of UFO information, guess what? That's happening slowly as well.
I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion.
Releasing the files isn't easy. They've been hidden for years, and a lot of people want to keep it that way.
I mean, let me just rewind that. I know I've shared this with you guys before, but just listen to what she says there.
I have seen evidence in a skiff that
just give yourself a second to unpack this.
Leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation.
I've observed. She's saying this now. What's her name? It's Podforce. It's not. That's that. I can't. Luna or something. She's a sitting congresswoman. She's US official, and she is saying unambiguously, I have seen things what did she say? Craft or what's her exact words? Sorry.
Leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation.
I've observed things of non-human origin in creation. Okay, right. Who created it then? Like, all right. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is that not like 100% telling you guys that this is real?
It's my opinion.
Releasing the files isn't easy. They've been hidden for years, and a lot of people want to keep it that way.
The problem we have right now is the deep state's fighting the president on release, and he kept his word, and I suspect some of our not so friendly comrades and some of our alphabet agencies are slow walking a lot of the information. It's about power, it's about control, and that's kind of what runs Washington.
So why is our own government fighting so hard to keep these secret? Well, a dozen scientists have either gone missing or died. Now, we don't know if that's related, but people are scared to talk.
One I thought was going to do an interview, and then a couple days before sent me a message saying, after further consideration and long talks with my wife, I decided I'd be forfeiting my life if I participated in your interview. And I thought that was like very unsettling message to get, obviously, but also very specific word choice, forfeiting my life.
So I have shared a lot of those videos with you guys before. Now, obviously, you know, they're still as relevant now as they were when I shared them. All those videos I shared, all those videos that you just got, all those videos that you guys just saw there were, I shared those with you guys within like hours of them being released. Now, going back to this, message, right? Earlier on in the live stream, I shared with you guys an article that was out in the Daily Express. The chilling alien message to humanity revealed in latest UFO file disclosure. Now, as part of, you know, the major new wave of UFO disclosure files released by the Trump administration, the 71-year-old records we're talking about detail extraordinary claims made by members of the Detroit Flying Saucer Club, one of the oldest UFO organizations in America. According to the report, club leaders told the Federal Bureau of Investigation that they had direct messages from extraterrestrial beings. One of those messages was especially sobering. The aliens told them that that Earth is the only planet in the universe that has not yet conquered space travel. And more humbling, they described human beings as the lowest form of intelligent life anywhere in the cosmos. Oh, man, I thought I was smart. Another communication stated that the whole purpose of their contact with humanity was to prepare us humans for future landings, to ready mankind for the day when visitors from other worlds would arrive openly on our planet. Now, these accounts are now being posted on, you know, mainstream media. And you can't deny that they are being posted, guys, because they are. These things are being posted. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, there's two options. Either this is real or this is fake. And I think they're both equally as crazy. So let me jump over here, guys, first. Let me show you these pictures before I come onto the chat. And I'll share the pictures again afterwards. Trump posts AI image of himself with buff alien and space lasers in latest Truth Social spree. Like, this is like, I struggle to even, like, I don't even know where you go with this, right? I mean, that alien looks ripped, right? They've got a good gym. They've got a good gym. Why are they humanoid? Why are all the aliens? Do you know what the odds of that are? Like virtually zero. The other aliens have a head, two eyes, two arms, two legs. That's almost like you know, why not why not four arms? You know, why not four arms? Why not six legs? You know, why are they all humanoid? Maybe that's, you know, maybe that's just the most efficient way of, why are they all human size as well? You know, why are they all even at 7 foot tall? You know, that's human size, right? Yes, big human. But that's still human size. I think I could take one of those Nordics, guys. I do. I think I could take one of those Nordics. I'm giving away about, you know, 10 inch and maybe a bit of weight. Well, quite a lot of weight. But, you know, I think I could go one-on-one with a Nordic, you know, and come out on top. So why are they the same size? Because size of our size is in direct relation to our planet, to our gravity, right? Because if Earth had more mass, we'd be smaller and stockier, right? If Earth had less mass, we'd be taller and ganglier. So, like, are we saying that all the planets are virtually the same? It's just, there's so many questions, you know. When you start to go through and unpack these things logically, there are so many questions. But let's have a look through these pictures, because the pictures are awesome. There's Trump. Trump as an I'm not going to lie, guys. That's a pretty cool picture. Where's he got? I think he's got that. I think is that supposed to be Iran in the top right corner? Target destroyed. Space Force. Space President. Right, I'm going to jump onto the chat. I'll share those pictures again because I think they're hilarious, guys. I absolutely do. I think those pictures are absolutely hilarious. I don't know where we're going with this, guys. I don't know where we're going with this, but that information I've shared with you guys is all out as open source. I've just realized my black jumper. I look like I'm just a head floating around. Maybe I'm an alien. Based on conspiracy theory, is saying if we lived on Mars, we would be giants. Yes, we would. We would absolutely be giants. We'd be a lot bigger. No, I don't know. Hint. Tell me what the hints are. Tell me what the hints are. Are we saying that the Nordics are from Mars? Are we saying that there was a nuclear war on Mars and the Nordics came to Earth and they are the Nordics are the Atlanteans, and the Atlanteans fled to Antarctica at the Younger Dryas, and the Younger Dryas was 11,500 years ago, and their technology now looks indistinguishable from magic. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. That thing is 6'6". I think I could take him at 6'6". Ads John is saying missing a wheel on the truck in the background. And do you know what I'm missing, guys? I'm missing some likes. Can you throw me some likes out there, ladies and gentlemen? Can you hit that like button and get the alien news pumped out? Get the intergalactic news out, guys. Even the aliens think Trump's cool. And Fred is saying the man from Atlantis. Right, Christian Chambers is saying giants are real. Okay, what do we mean by giants? Like, are we talking like, Tyson Fury giants? Or are we talking like 50-foot tall giants? Like, what do we mean by a giant? Pale Rider is saying, you're a vampire, not an alien. As long as the Nordics have women aboard, I'll be all right. Running Bear is saying aliens are real. Right. This is what I was leading with this afternoon, guys. Okay. Mainstream media are coming out now, and I'll share the first. Oh God, I've got another video I've not shared with you. Right. Okay. So on last night on Jesse Waters' Primetime, which is a primetime Fox News show, he came out and he said aliens are real. That's what the experts are saying. He's talking about the UFO release. He shared with you guys, he shared a lot, well, all the videos he shared, I've already shared with you guys at length and dissected those videos. So that's what we're being told. And the reason I was sharing that was because of the content, but it was also because of the legitimacy that this is being given now. This whole topic is being given an air of legitimacy now that I never thought I would see. What does this button do? It says they all look like Knick Knack in The Man with the Golden Gun. Could you imagine? They'd never have The Man with the Golden Gun now. You could never have that. Sharon Owen is saying, I'm 5'4". Everyone's a giant to me. Oh, Sharon. Tom Hicks is saying those caterpillar things were filmed going into the giant deep hole in South America where skydivers jump into for fun. I don't know what that is. You're going to have to give me some more context to that. Hydrus is saying 100% fake. They are demons and have been here all along. The elite are creating a one world order before they believe the Antichrist returns. In order to have one world, you must have one military. Okay, so let me just try and tie this up now, guys. This whole subject, right? It's absolutely bonkers. I'm still confident what I said initially. 2025, release the Epstein files. 2020, look, guys, if you guys have been following me for a while, I said to you guys, like I said, look, guys, if 2026 we get the UFO, the UFO disclosure, I said to you guys that we're going to be told in 2027 that they're coming, right? I've said that. I said that a while ago, right? Now, I don't know whether this is real or fake. I can never know. I probably will never know. Probably none of us will ever know. So it's either real or it's fake, right? But this is what I think is coming. 2025, release the Epstein files. Lets everyone understand adrenochrome, human harvesting, Baal worship, pizza, hot dog, beef jerky. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? 2026, yeah, everyone, slow release of information. Aliens are real. 2027, aliens are coming. We need to unite to fight the aliens. Now, whether it's real or fake, that invasion, I've no idea. Zero ideas whether that's real or fake. Danny Walker is saying, when the Anunnaki changed our DNA to stop us from growing to their size, which is 8 foot in height, changed our age range because the Anunnaki can live thousands of years. So I don't know if you guys, look, we are all led. Okay, I was going to do a video on this as well. We are all led to believe that a natural lifespan is like, what, 75, 85 years? It's not. Like, there is no reason why we have to age. No reason at all why humans have to age. I used to talk about this quite a lot. I don't think that aging is a natural part of. I don't think that aging is a natural part of life. Yes, we all accept it because we've never known anything different. But if you understand how aging works, it's your cells replicating, and everybody reaches a point. What time are we on? Everybody reaches a point where you reach a point where you're in your prime, right? I'll reach my prime in a couple of years. Maybe when I'm about 70 or something, maybe 80. But the most normal people reach their prime when they're like, I don't know, mid to late 20s, early 30s, and then your cells, when they replicate, they start to deteriorate. There's no reason for those cells to deteriorate when they replicate. No reason at all. There's a lot of research being done at the moment, and I think they're starting human trials very soon on. It's all about oxidizing. When your cells replicate, they start to oxidize, and this comes because you have something in your cells called telomeres. And when your telomeres shorten, your cells don't replicate and produce a perfect copy. They produce a lesser copy. So over time, you get old and then you have failures. So I don't think, and in my personal life, I've said this quite a few times on the channel. I think if you can make it through the next 30 years, maybe 40 years, you've got a strong chance of like living forever. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am gonna close this down. I'm gonna close this down. This was supposed to be just a quick UAP UFO update on hang on a minute. Michelle is saying depends how long you fast. Yeah, I'm a big believer in fasting. Eating 3 meals a day I think is absolute BS. If you can, look guys, I'm not going to tell anyone to fast for any longer than a day, but if you can fast for a day, once a week. I used to do it every Friday. I used to fast every Friday. Every Friday, I wouldn't eat anything. I would wake up on a Friday morning. I wouldn't eat anything. The next thing I would eat would be on Saturday. And I would try and get as far through the day on Saturday as I could. Like a real fast. I don't mean like having a massive breakfast before the sun comes up, right? Nom, 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 nom. And then when the sun goes down, having a massive dinner, nom, 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 nom. That's not fasting. I'll just let everybody know that's not fasting, right? That's missing lunch. And like most people who work miss lunch. But yeah, absolutely. Try and do it for as much as you can. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to close this down. You guys are fantastic and amazing. I'm going to try and I'm going to try and jump back on and do another video about how I would militarize Cleethorpes in the event of a civil war. I don't think I'm going to have time to do it, guys, at the moment. I don't think I'm going to have time to do it before 8 o'clock, so I will either do it at 8 o'clock or I will do it tomorrow. But on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all good afternoon. I'll see you guys later. Oh, hang on a minute. Sharon is saying, thank you, Sean. Keep looking at this up at the sky, everyone. I think people should go out and look at the stars more often because they are undoubtedly beautiful. You know, well, honestly, guys, when was the last time you went out and looked at the stars? I went out. I've just got the balcony done. I've turned one of the balconies here into a sitting area. I was sat out there the other day and I downloaded this app on my phone. It was called, hang on, what's it called? It's like a stargazing app. I don't know what it's called. Hang on. No idea. I must have deleted it. Oh, that's weird. It was like I don't know what it was called. It was like Star Map or something. I can't remember. It's probably not Star Map at all. Because I was looking at the stars and I know quite a few constellations, but there were things I couldn't see and I wanted to know if we could see the space station. I thought, right, do you know what? There's probably an app for that. So I downloaded this app and it said, point your camera at the stars. I pointed my camera at the stars and it literally just told me where everything was. And it was like augmented reality. I was just moving it around and it was telling me where all the different constellations were. Like Arthur C. Clarke, Arthur C. Clarke famously quoted, technology sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic, right? 20, 30 years ago, that would have been magic, guys. That would have been absolute magic. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But anyway, thank you for that, Sharon. Go outside and look at the stars, ladies and gentlemen, when they're out. And on that bombshell, I'll see you guys later.